Hi everyone, so this is a Cosmic Flux update for the week of August 13th to August 19th. So during this video, we're going to go ahead and analyze the planetary movements for the whole week so that we understand the energies that we're being susceptible to throughout the week and not feel like we're at the effect of them, but feel like we can take them and empower our actions and plans with them, or at least be conscious of the process that we're currently going through. So let's look at the energies. Okay, so let's start off with the new moon in Leo with Mercury and North Node also in Leo. So this is all about the heart consciousness, guys. Leo is about coming from the inner heart, the heart chakra, and to be creatively self-expressed. With the Mercury in there, we have the logical mind, the rational mind, the lower octave mind, the reasoning abilities, the memory, the thought process in general, seeking to be centered in heart consciousness. So coming from the heart, understanding from the heart, from that simple basis of love and authenticity and genuine energy, and just being really connected to yourself and coming from that space. That's what this energy is calling for, just a very heart consciousness energy. And I feel like that's just a combination of energies, not even just Mercury and Leo, but the whole thing. North Node brings in this dynamic of it being our evolutionary journey to develop in our own personalities. Remember, the North Node and the South Node pertaining to the moon are its oscillating points. The South Node is where we're familiar and oscillating based on past. So in Aquarius, it's very intellectual, it's very cerebral, it's coming from the mind, how to understand things from the mind, very impersonal, detached and cold. And Leo is very warm, loving, heart-centered. So we're oscillating between these two, and I would say the evolutionary path, North Node, is in developing and embodying that heart consciousness energy. So this is the general tone of the energies for this new moon cycle. Wherever this Leo 18th degree is in your chart, look at that degree and sign by house position in your chart, and that's how it translates in your own personal life. So look at your chart. If you have Leo 18th degree in the 4th house in your home, there's this creative impulse, this new surge of creativity calling you to express yourself in this new manner, but very genuine and very authentically from your heart chakra in your family and in your home and in your own self-image and how you create yourself, because that's everything that the 4th house has to do with. If it's in the 7th house, it's about relationships and new creative impulse in relationships. 10th house, career. 1st house, personal identity. And we can go through the houses, but I'm not going to. I actually created a post, I'll link it down below, that translates very generally how this energy shows up based on the house position. So again, very general. Another energy that's very present right at the beginning of this new moon in Leo cycle is this T-square happening between Venus, Chiron, and Saturn. So we have Chiron in Aries directly opposing Venus in Libra, and then we have Saturn in Capricorn right between both of them, squaring both of them. So what does this mean? Okay, so Chiron is a spiritualization of the masculine energy in Aries. Okay, that's why for the next 7 years, you guys are going to see this healer's journey being undertaken by the masculine energy in our collective consciousness. Okay, there's literally like a transformation and a healing and an embodiment of the healing spiritual warrior energy going on in Aries / the masculine energy in the collective. Okay, I think it's still very fresh and still very in the beginning stages. Chiron is still only, I believe, in the 1st or 2nd degree of Aries. So that's what that energy is. This is directly opposing Venus in Libra. Venus in Libra is Venus, love, beauty, aesthetics, what's pleasing to the soul, what's harmonious to the soul. In Libra, concerning itself with the needs of others and balancing that with our own needs. Squaring Saturn, the natural law, the integrity of and the structure of our whole universe. So what does this mean? I wrote a post on it last week, and to me what this means is that Venus, as soon as it walked into Libra, it walked into this T-square. So in terms of the relationships that we're building, the balancing of our needs with another's, it's being challenged, it's being constricted, it's being limited, and our relationships are becoming portals for the transformation that we require during this phase. So Saturn is bringing up, through relationships that we need to heal through Chiron Aries, the relationships that will bring up feelings of feeling unloved, feelings of not being enough, feelings of not being able to fully love as much as the other person might need, or just not being able to even give that love because we don't even have it for ourselves. That's the general theme of this energy. And again, Saturn only brings up these attitudes so that we can siphon them out of our being. We're done with them. Okay, so you might be feeling a little depressed, a little low, a little sorrow around your relationship with people, but it's only bringing up your own attitudes and how you might not be loving yourself fully. So again, it seems like the whole general theme of this cycle is learning to really stand and be in your heart and come from that loving space. But to do that through our relationships, we might be facing the certain attitudes that we have about ourselves subconsciously that really reflect that we may not be fully loving ourselves. And that's again only reflected in relationships, because as we all know by now, the relationships we attract are only reflecting our own attitudes, and that really are aspects of ourselves that we need to face, either to learn from or to learn to let go and evolve out of. So I believe that this T-square is a bringing and attracting of our own love attitudes. So some of you might, you might be truly in love with yourself, and that's awesome. And you attract people that love the shit out of you, and they just fucking love you, and that's only reflecting the love that you have for yourself, and sure, the love they have for themselves too. And for some of us, we might experience relationships where we're dealing with feelings of not being enough, of not feeling loved, feeling like there's some loneliness even though we're in company of a partner. And that's again only reflecting attitudes that we have towards ourselves and things that we need to just no longer tolerate and just let go. It might be a karma to deal with, it might be something to complete, bring to integrity and restore and let go. So again, there's this very general theme I'm seeing of going in, being in your own heart space and coming from that, and relationships might, depending on where you're at in your own evolution, reflect your own attitudes, your own karma that in terms of self-love and love towards others that you have to deal with before you can really stand in that heart consciousness and regenerate your whole self with that creative impulse that we're all receiving. All right, so these are the energies. This was the overall general energy and the tone for this whole cycle in Leo's 18th degree, for this whole moon cycle that we're in. From the 11th of August to the 10th of September. I'm going to be focusing more on the general energies of these lunar phases, being the new moon, the first quarter, the full moon, and the last quarter, instead of the 7-day weekly transit, because that's more based on a very superficial human constructed calendar as opposed to the lunar cycle and the phases being more integrated and in sync with a natural cycle in nature. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be posting the video on the first quarter moon and the full phase moon soon. And subscribe below. I hope you guys have a great fucking week. I love you guys.